The Talktopia Sessions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Season 2, Episode 1. We are already down a season, Abhijit.
It is the season to be jolly.
It just seems like we started like yesterday and already down one season.
I know,
Second
seriously.
season is on. And what is the second season going to be about? It's going to be about session players, music teachers, and people who are not always in the limelight, but they deserve to be.
And some amazing bands as well who are already in the limelight. But, we like to mix it up a little bit.
Yes. So you know what to expect now, but you don't know who's coming up next. Because today, Abhijit,
Yes.
today, we have a guy who has been everywhere. He's always somewhere around the corner.
Like you.
No, like this guy. I'll tell you who. I'll tell you more about him. I was at a friend's wedding once and he was there. I was in a church gathering once and he was there. I was in a school, he was there. I was at a gig, he was there. The first time I held film camera, he was there. And all the while, he was doing what he's best known for.
Stalking.
No, playing the drums. He's the skin banger.
That's so wrong.
But the point is, he's been a music teacher, a drummer for so many generations, and he still looks evergreen
And young.
and young. Ladies and gentlemen, लड़कों ताली बजाने के लिए तैयार हो जाओ. Please give it up for Mr. Ashwani Verma, aka Randy.
Randy.
ताली बजाओ लड़कों, ताली बजाओ.
Thank you.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
Ashwani, it's been forever that I've been wanting, and we have been wanting for you to come on the show. Firstly, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Oh, it's our pleasure to have you here, man. Finally.
So this show is basically about bringing back stories of musicians and artists and bands that we believe the next generation needs to know. A lot of stories we personally know, maybe I know, but now that we have a platform, we have a really beautiful podcast studio, we have a recording studio, and we also have a jam pad now.
True.
we have a
I've seen
jam
it all. I've seen it all.
Now, and we want these stories to come out. So one of the people, who was there in my mind that I always wanted to interview is you. So without any further ado,
welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show and tell us how it all started for you.
Okay. How it all started is a bit of a wide question. But yeah, I just sort of fell into music when I was young. I think it's a very natural thing when you're approaching, say, about the age of 15, 16. And you get attracted to an instrument or a music room, and you just sort of find that place is your sanctuary. So in any school, mostly when children are sent to study, but that's the last thing on their mind, right? Yeah, so you find a place. Sometimes it calls out to you. Sometimes you just happen to be there. And then you just find that place and you make it your home. So for me, that happened in school when I was about in class 10. I walked into a music room. I saw someone playing the drums. And I just knew that's what I wanted to do.
Wow. Amazing.
I kind of had a similar moment while I was watching MTV. And I was like, I want to play the drums. And then my parents were like, not in this house, you're not.
Same thing happened with me. When I was a kid, every time I used to listen to a song, it's the drums, man. I mean,
Yeah, I love the drums.
rock music is 70% the drums, right? Like the loudest instrument, you're beating shit up. Sometimes you decide to I don't know.
Yeah, just let it all out. So to me,
Aggression.
yes, exactly. So to me, I think as a prepubescent teen, if I'm allowed to say that, but I mean that well, you go into a music room, you see all sorts of instruments, and I believe that your instrument calls out to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that does happen. And if that happens, you're a very lucky person. So I see this mass of metal. I see something that looks like large enough. And oddly, it also sort of, everyone has these little insecurities about who they are, what they want to do. So not only is this like mountain of metal and parts, and it's you see someone playing it and you know that it's like a source of power. And yet you can go and sit and hide behind it. So there's a bit of a duality there, which in hindsight, when I look back now, I can say that, yeah, it was a very interesting place to be. You were at the center of attention. You were the center of attention in some ways, and yet at the same time, you could just hide behind it and sit peacefully.
Because I was also living in a family, kind of like a joint family setup when I was, living in Karol Bagh before we moved to our own flat. So parents were like, "Beta, ये तो scene ही नहीं है,
Right.
scene है ही नहीं, ठीक है, पहली बात तो तुम भूल जाओ." So the next best thing that I could do was I could play the drums from my mouth. So that's how I started doing the whole mouth percussion thing that I did. And yeah, but drums is what I always wanted to do, man. And I think most people want to. And I also thought of the drums as futuristic because in my whatever pre-pubescent mind, as you said, those two, crashes or splashes or whatever you call them, were kind of like UFOs, man.
Yeah,
I was like,
still think of them as
right?
UFOs.
Yeah, see.
I know there is this basic Neanderthal need na, to just go out and hit things.
Yes, absolutely.
You just want to go out and just hit something.
Like Fred Durst said, break stuff.
Exactly.
Break it.
Yeah.
Eventually breaks anyway. But
And-
where did you practice? Like,
So I was lucky
school,
because exactly as you said, and this is a very important point.
90% of the drummers don't make it because
Yes,
DDA flats.
DDA flat. So yeah. So I lived in a small apartment, which was a government apartment. So the question of making noise didn't arise. But I got very lucky because I was studying in a school, and I would love to mention the name. It was Mount Carmel, run by a very lovely couple, Mr. and Mrs. Williams. And Mrs. Williams was deeply into theater and music. I think it was her love for music that basically sort of found, it was her love for music that she chose to follow and developed a music curriculum in the school and introduced these instruments to us. Because if I look back, I don't know how life would have shaped up differently, but if I hadn't been in Mount Carmel, I probably never would have been into music.
Sometimes it's the passion that our teachers have towards something which transmits to us, and eventually we pick it up as well and transmit it to others, I guess.
Yes, and the opportunity would not have existed because the kind of house that I came from was a very average middle-income household where my father was the only working member. We were 4 kids, 6 people in all. So buying an instrument, let alone, having it in the house or adjusting it, neither of these possibilities existed. It was only in that little music room that I found in the school, which I said was set up by Mr. and Mrs. Williams. They had a passion, and the school was very heavily into music, and we would have assemblies. And that's where I discovered what a band is, what a drummer really does. Because it's important. As a kid, you need to go, you need to see some things, you need to touch and feel them. Otherwise, this exposure would have been completely lost. I wouldn't have been here. I know that for sure.
So your music started when you were in school. How did the listening part of it happen? What mediums were you listening to music on?
what were you listening to?
Yeah, were your parents also listening to music? Or
No.
was there a sibling?
So interestingly, no one in my house heard music. But one day, my brother, who had just joined medical school, comes back, brings home a Philips 2-in-1 tape recorder, cassette player. And he brings back a bunch of tapes. So he had a friend who had come in to India to study medicine. His name was Steve. And he would bring these tapes. And he introduced these tapes to my brother, and they found their way to me. And I remember he came home one day and said, "Sit down." I said, "Haan, bata." He said, "Check this out." And he played Dire Straits, Money for Nothing.
Ooh.
He says,
oh man.
Why don't you sit on down? I got a song for you.
No, he actually inspired me, and he said, I get a blister on my little finger. I got a blister on my thumb. Yeah. And he ran me through the lyric line by line. And you know how
Wow.
those tape recorders were? Play,
Pause.
play, pause.
No,
And he said, "Do you get it? Do you get it?" I'm like, "Yeah." He says, "Now." He inspired me to go into the music room and pick up instruments.
Wow.
That much is absolutely true.
That's amazing, man. And of course, Money for Nothing, you have that drum solo in the beginning. I mean,
Yeah.
that really hits you in the face.
drum
Every time.
solo.
In the best way.
But the sweetest part was he ran me through the lyric, one line at a time. And you're banging on those bongos like a chimpanzee. That's the line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to play them drums. So he ran me through that, and I said, "Yeah, very interesting." He said, "You should get into music." I was luckily there, and that's how it all really started.
Wow.
So who are your big drum heroes?
Okay, so there are a couple of guys that I sort of discovered by reading magazines and watching articles at that time, and 2 of my favorites were, one is evergreen, everybody talks about him, Dave Weckl.
Dave Weckl.
Yeah, although clearly neither is my playing style anywhere in that region, nor will it ever be. But there is something about him. The surgical precision and the love for his art that he sort of displays even when he's talking about it or playing. That's one person. And the other, my personal favorite is Vinnie Colaiuta. And for those who haven't heard of him, you can listen to him. I believe he's played on 10 Sumner's Tales for Sting. Yeah, he's an all-rounder. He plays drums. The last time I heard his name, he was apparently touring with Megadeth. So he's a swing drummer.
Wow.
And yeah, he can play for Megadeth. That's my idol.
God,
Vinnie
that is
Colaiuta.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Wow. So, all right. So no one was listening to music at home, but there was this Mr. Steve who told you about all these crazy records and stuff.
Yes.
What happened next?
So one of the first cassettes my brother gave me was Women of Rock.
Whoa.
It had Pat Benter. It had all sorts of Bonnie Raitt and all these artists. And I used to listen to it. Then he brought home the Beatles and he brought home Pink Floyd. And I was really not mentally mature enough to understand what was going on. But I was just listening to it, okay? Because I was enjoying it. And that's it. So everything that came by, and cassettes were very hard to come by back then. It's not like today. If you were lucky enough to have a relative coming in from abroad and they'd bring you the latest. So that's how it really began. And I started listening to whatever was available. And the best part is, you would get one cassette and you'd listen to it for 6 months.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
It lived with you.
It
became like a roommate for 6 months.
Yeah, you grew up with that. You changed with that. And I remember there used to be this cassette player, right? This is even predating the time when you had counters on cassette players. So you could sort of measure the length of the play. So I keep telling this to all the friends now, because the playhead used to be engaged and you would hit rewind. So you could hear the tape going in reverse. The moment it stopped, you'd let go.
Yes.
So you knew the song was now cued. So you'd listen to it. And I remember listening to George Michael, Faith, about 18 times that night, one night.
Even father figure, man.
Yeah. So I missed that time because I think the whole idea of time has changed. We seem to be running short of time everywhere. And there's not enough time to listen to a song these days because everyone is talking about like reducing it. They say 30 seconds, mein attention span khatam ho jayega.
You start with the chorus and then then nobody cares where
you're. No one really cares.
There's a really amazing artist who I've recently discovered called Ando San. And he does what he calls prog hop. So he plays the guitar in a very progressive kind of gent kind of style, but he's doing hip hop over that. And he has phenomenal, like the beats, the rhythm, the way he plays is phenomenal, but his songs are 2.5 minutes long. And I'm like, where's the rest of it? Come on. Like with my band, we have songs which are usually 5 to 6 minutes long. And I feel that, that is when we've really expressed as much as we can in a single song. I don't know how people are dealing with it in these days. I don't know what's going to happen to us when we release our next lot of music.
I really don't know.
But I feel that the attention span thing is, I think, a little hyperbolic because there are people who are listening to bands like Tool, who are still listening to Led Zeppelin and the extremely long compositions that are happening. So there is hope. I don't think we've lost hope yet, but there is that.
Stairway to Heaven. How long is the intro? 3 minutes?
Easily.
Yeah, easily.
It's pretty long.
3 minminutes or so.
The whole song is about 11 or 12 minutes, isn't it?
Very long.
Yeah, so a 3-minute intro in today's date and time is inconceivable.
Exactly.
It's inconceivable.
I also feel that, there are different categories of listeners. Like, for example, there was a time when people used to say average song needs to be 3.5 minutes.
Right.
According to radio.
Right.
But now there is not one radio. There are thousands of internet radio stations and different categories. So, for example, a blues listener will have 12 blues stations that he goes to. And everyone is on this thing. So there's no one rule that can really apply. And this whole younger generation thing, I agree. But I also feel that in the younger generation also, there are people who still listen to album format music.
Oh, yes.
So there is some hope. But yeah, most people's attention span, primarily I think because of TikTok and Instagram Reels, has gone down.
And especially because you have the background music for these Instagram Reels and the TikToks. Then you have that background music and then the background music plays over and over again in all your favorite Reels. And then you're just listening. Then you get obsessed with the background music. You go listen to it on Spotify.
And you only want to listen to that little part though. Because reels are also 60 seconds or 30
But
seconds.
even in our generation, we used to have something like that. So, like for example, was it How I Met Your Mother or Big Bang Theory? No, not Big Bang Theory. I think it was in How I Met Your Mother or something of that sort. One of those series where the intro music, the theme music, was awesome, and I was like, "Where is this song coming from?" And back then, it wasn't that easy to kind of
Yes.
find stuff.
Shazam
we
stuff.
We couldn't Shazam anything.
Yeah.
So I think we did have Google to some extent. I don't know. But this is like pre 2010 at some point of time. And me and a couple of friends, we were obsessing over it. We found the song. We listened to the entire song. And you're like, very boring. And then in the end, they came to the part which is the actual theme song. Now like, aha. I was like, okay, like this song is, this song is not worth it. We only like the bit that's in the show and that's it.
Yes. So that's what's happening to music now. People only like to listen to the part which is in the reel.
Yeah, exactly. This is
Otherwise, if you make them listen to the song,
like how
what is
many
this?
people, like Steppenwolf's Freebird lead guitar bit, the part which just builds into the lead is so iconic. Even now, I'm dead sure most Gen Xers, Gen Alpha have heard it at some point of time, but they have no idea what the song is.
yeah, if you play the song for them, they'll
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There is
Anubhav-
familiarity.
So Anubhav, our sound engineer,
Uh,
we were sitting upstairs and we were watching TV, and I heard Freebird coming. I just saw it on YouTube and I was like, check this song out. Song happened. Anubhav, I like, dude, you will recognize this song. Just hang on. By the time he got to the lead, he'd left for home. He was like, "Main ja raha hu." I don't know what the song is.
Anubhav had gone past Lajpat Nagar by that time.
So yeah, I'm not really complaining about how things are. Things will shape up the way they do.
Yeah.
We have nothing to do with it. But I miss the time when I was young, when I think the whole space-time continuum had a different algorithm.
Yes.
Because the days were longer. And the basic point I was trying to make is, as you said, you put it very well, we would live with a song
We
for
would
like
live with
6
the
to
song.
8 months. And which is why they're still etched in our memories. I listen to stuff now. If I listen to it in the morning, I have no idea. It's like a train that has rushed past me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a blur. It's gone. Nothing really stays. I mean, age has its role to play, but it's a whole different thing now. So I miss that time.
Yeah. I used to listen. That was Def Leppard Hysteria for me. Soundgarden, Super Unknown. Like these are etched into my memory, and what I was doing at that time. Like it just, those memories are like set. Like I have a
Exactly.
frame.
Yes.
Of reference of my life when I used to listen to those albums.
That's beautifully put, because to me, 10 Sumner's Tales is what I heard during my class 10 boards. I still have that image of myself sitting at a table, writing, studying for my exams. And on the side, I'm also like making notes for 10 Sumner's Tales. How many bars have gone by? Then suddenly he goes to...
For me, my first tape, which I randomly picked with my mom when I was like 4-5 years old, was Sting, Dream of the Blue Turtles. That was my first tape. So every other album that I heard, I compared with it.
Your first love.
Yeah.
Mine was Pearl Jam 10, I think.
Yeah.
Fabulous album.
Oh yes, phenomenal album.
So cool. So then do you have any memories of competitions or whatever that you must have started playing for your school band by that time?
Yes, very, very much. When I was in school, I was in class 10 when I got into music. And that's when I became aware of a little more things that were going on in the world. And the big music competition back then, I think people my age from Delhi who studied in South Delhi would remember. The big music competition back then was Brother Bergen's at Mount St. Mary's.
Right.
It was a big deal.
Where Sandra Banerjee used to be there.
Sandra Banerjee was a lovely teacher.
Yes.
She was at Mater Day.
Mater Day, sorry.
Yeah, the girls' school. Yeah, I know where you were lurking around. I know your hotspots. But yes, Miss Sandra Banerjee was a music teacher at Mater Day. And there used to be a gentleman, I may have got his name wrong now, but either Albert or Dominic. He was one of the teachers there. But anyway, it was like a hotspot. And everybody would show up and we all prepared. And I remember preparing Black Sabbath, NIB.
Wow.
Now, the interesting thing is, the singer had a bad cold and didn't show up for school. So I ended up singing on that day.
Wow.
So most people who were my sort of contemporaries didn't remember me as a drummer. They said, because they kept looking around on stage. They said, "Ye ga kaun raha hai? Where the hell is the singer?" Because the last person you notice is the drummer. You see it, but it's like part of furniture. So the word on the street was like, they don't have a singer. Where is it coming from, huh? Kya ho raha hai? Kya ho raha hai? And then they looked, they said, oh, someone's singing from behind the drums. So for a couple of years, I was recognized by that. Then Martyr Day, of course, we went there to see the girls.
Yes.
The music competition was incidental. And,
Beats, I think.
Yeah. And they would win every time, man. Yeah, that was like...
It was either Carmel Convent School or it was them.
Yeah, true. Carmel Convent would like sweep the carpet from under everyone's feet and go home with all the prizes. But yeah, competitions were fun because that's where we got to see each other. I remember, unless I'm completely mistaken, it was Gaurav Dayal.
Yes.
Who had come to Mount St. Mary's with a synthesizer. And I think it was the Korg 01W.
Probably.
Okay, we hadn't gone beyond Casios and Yamahas. Okay, we were still in the Casio and Yamaha bracket, and suddenly this kid comes with this massive synthesizer and he programmed music on it. And I remember at that time, the big hit used to be a band called Two Unlimited.
Oh yeah, I loved.
There's no limit.
Yeah. So he had the beats and all programmed and he was playing over it. And we thought, we were just standing there like in disbelief. We didn't know what's going on. So yeah, we were like cattle in the savannah looking at an alien craft. Like, ye kya ho raha hai?
Dude, 30, 40 years down the line, that guy's still doing alien things only. He's now in San Francisco making Indian things for music labels.
Indian thing.
Okay, so what I mean is sound libraries.
Good.
Okay.
Managing artists. Like, he's doing a lot of things now.
He was ahead of our times.
He was
all I
ahead
can
of
say. I believe he's
time
still
in
is.
general.
So yeah, talking of competitions, that was it. And then the colleges started, right? And then we went to Venki.
Yes.
And we saw other bands. And that's the best part because that's where really your exposure to this entire world, your sort of window to the world just sort of opened up. And you heard other bands. And that's where I actually heard other music other than the 4 cassettes that I had. Then I heard, and people would say, Acha, ye kya? What are they playing? What are they playing? And the people like Ashish David has always been one of the people who's been always ahead of his time. He knows who's what. Ye kiska music hai. So, it's like someone in school or college constantly quoting Aristotle and Plato. And you're looking at them, acha, itne pada hua hai. So we'd be like, we had no idea what they were playing. I heard Pearl Jam because I joined a band that played Pearl Jam. I had no idea what Pearl Jam was. This is how I actually heard music. It's not like Spotify or YouTube or any other streaming platform where you just go randomly and start listening to stuff and discover. It was always a one-on-one organic move.
And I think like meeting other people who are doing the same stupid things that you were in your bedroom or in your house or in your life made you feel like you're not the weird one. There are other people as weird as you.
Yes.
And music was the glue that bound all of us.
You found your tribe.
Yes.
You found your tribe.
And it was very important to kind of meet and see these people at these occasions like music competitions or college festivals. And I think somehow that's kind of lacking now because everything is online and everybody wants to do all of this stuff online, right?
It's the joy of sort of discovery. You can walk into, how shall I say it? You can walk into a mall and have everything at your fingertips. Or walk into an unknown city and then go from house to house, door to door, searching for things. And then the joy of discovery of having found something or discovered something which is otherwise unavailable. That I think is, it's not my choice of word, but sadly lost now. It is sadly lost.
So, Ashwani, tell us the time when you were in college, there must have been like, bands which... So, for example, my honest submission is one of the bands that I grew up listening to was Orange Street. There was Euphoria. There's so many others. But when you were in college, what were the bands that you were like looking at thinking, maybe I want to play at this venue or maybe I want to sound like this band or wow, what a cool band. Local stuff that you were seeing when you were growing up.
So I'll name the few bands that I saw growing up. And my first big concert was Gravy Train, Warlock and Parikrama. Fabulous concert. I had actually never heard sound at that level of at that magnitude or that volume, I mean, I hadn't even seen a stage that big where you walk up and there's like the entire stage is like 12 feet from the ground. So the first thing, like you're looking up in awe. And you see these guys with long hair and colorful t-shirts, and everyone's focus of attention is these 4 people on stage. And then the drummer starts playing and the sound hits you.
In your chest.
Yes, it hits you right here. In fact, if I may be allowed to say so, I had a friend who was from Atmaram Sanatan Dharm College. Very sweet boy. And he was a Jat boy who had just walked into Delhi for the first time. And this was his first big city experience. And he happened to be friends with me, and I took him to a gig. And when he heard me playing, the way he expressed himself was, "Bhai, maza aa gaya. यो छाती पे लगाना जैसे बुलेट चलती है." But I thought there was a sweet innocence to the way he described it, because he heard the bass drum going, and he was standing in front of the stack, which must have been like 40,000 watts, and that is how he described it. भाई छाती पे लगे जो बुलेट चले ना, धा धा धा. I was rolling on the floor laughing. But yeah, that's the level at which it would affect you at a physical level.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, Gravy Train was around. Very good band. Parikrama was very good at that time. And Warlock, they stopped playing after a while. Those are the 3 bands I remember. And then I ended up joining Clandestine.
Wow.
Yeah. They called me for an audition because they saw me playing at Venkateshwara College.
And they loved your performance so much.
Yeah. Or probably I was just a fresh face on the scene who wasn't aligned to anybody. So I was called immediately. You show up for an audition.
And that whole not aligning to anyone but aligning with everyone.
Yes, I have earned my label through that that little story which we shared earlier. Yes.
Yes, and we shall come to that story very, very soon.
Yeah.
So what's the first song that you're going to perform for us today?
Okay, so the first song would be Limelight by Rush.
Okay, any stories of this song?
Yes, there is a story of this song. And the reason I'm able to play it, I should be able to play it, is because recently I was jamming up with a couple of musicians. Okay, Ram, Saibal, and Anirban. And these 3 people got together and said, we need to play difficult music. And I thought, okay, let's give it a try.
The idea was to play difficult music.
Yeah. So in my friend and very long time friend and excellent guitar player, Saibal said, I'm bored of playing stuff with one testicle.
That's phenomenal.
Which requires just one. I said, "Theek hai, chalo." So I had to go to my village, which is in Himachal, and these guys chose the song Limelight. I had, to be very honest, never heard of the song before. I thought, ho jayega, kar lunga main. And they scheduled a rehearsal while I was in my village, and I had to take a train back to Delhi. So at the station, I put on my headphones and I heard the song. All I could think of was, it just kept like running circles around my brain. I said, ye kya hai? I couldn't calculate the time signature. Before I could like figure out 4 bars, the next 4 bars had changed. So I wrote on the group. I said, guys, are you sure you want to do this? This sounds like a crazy, complicated song. And the response I got from there was, it's okay, Ashwani. If it's too difficult and you're short of time, we don't mind. We'll pick up something simpler. Now...
That hit where the other testicle should have been.
Now I sat on the train and I said, now this is a challenge I have to take. And true story, honest to God, I borrowed a couple of napkins. I had a pen. I started writing down. And it was a 5-hour train ride. And all I did was just write. Just write down time signature after time signature after time signature, because it goes into like 3, into 7, into 6, into 7, is 7/4 somewhere, 7/8 somewhere. And I thought, I have to prepare this. There was tremendous pressure. I came home, I sat up all night and I wrote everything down.
Wow.
And then I went to rehearsal. I said, I need to go prepared. So a little bit of preparation was done prior to this interview. So I'm going to give that a go.
That is phenomenal, man. Can't wait to hear it. Let's go.
Living on a lighted stage approaches the unreal. weekly roll, ill-equipped to act with insufficient tact. One must put up barriers to keep oneself intact. Living in the limelight, the universal dream for those who wish to see. Those who wish to be must put aside the alienation. Get on with the fascination, a real relation, the underlying need. Living in a fish island, caught in the camera eye. I have no heart to lie. I can't pretend a stranger is a long-awaited friend. All the world's in need a stage. We are merely players, performers and portrayers. Each another's audience outside the gilded cage. Living in the limelight, the universal dream for those who wish to see. Those who wish to be must put aside the alienation. Get on with the fascination, the real relation, the underlying need. Living in the limelight, the universal dream for those who wish to see. Those who wish to be must put aside the alienation. Get on with the fascination, the real relation, the underlying need. The real relation, the underlying need.
And we are back.
Man, that was phenomenal.
That was crazy. I thought when you said you picked up the napkins, I thought you'll do something else with it. But
No. Had I failed, the napkins would have come to different use altogether.
very good.
They would have disappeared where the sun don't shine.
So you made all the notes and it happened.
Yes. Somehow I struggled and put it
That
together
was pretty
in
good,
one
man.
way
It
or
was a
the
very
other.
difficult sounding song.
Oh, hell. I mean, Rush is not easy on any front.
You can't rush through it also.
You can't rush through Rush.
No, there are times I keep asking myself, why do you want to complicate it so much? Why? Like there has to be a reason.
The reason is Neil Peart.
Yeah, the reason is Neil, but these three guys are completely crazy.
They are completely crazy.
So the Rush of your generation is like Dream Theater and Tool and stuff like that, like from my generation. And we've been trying to cover, a couple of Tool songs and Porcupine Tree as well.
Fantastic. Drummer as well. Yes.
They are so hard to do, but so much fun. If you get it down, like
Yes.
even 80% of the way, you feel like you've accomplished something so much. Like it's like, oh my God, this is
It is
phenomenal.
true. It requires a lot of, like, your dedication to your art is one part of it.
Yeah.
But just the amount of brain you need to analyze,
Yeah.
interpret, and then deliver it back at whatever level one can. But just the sheer amount of brain power you need to just wrap your head around it.
Yeah.
And then one part is that you get the numbers down, right? Like I'll write the numbers down. But the music doesn't happen. It doesn't happen for a very long time till the numbers sort of get internalized and then you stop thinking about them. So
And you start
it's a
feeling it.
process. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a long process.
Very long process.
And I don't know if
Absolutely.
everyone has the time for it now.
Indeed. That's true. So what was your experience with Clandestine, and what kind of songs were you guys doing, etc.?
So Clandestine was one of the bigger bands at that point of time. The two big bands in Delhi that I had seen, one was Parikrama, one was Clandestine. There's an interesting story if you have the time.
Yes, yes. We have all the time.
So I get a phone call, landline, and a fellow called Anirban, who later went on to found Orange Street, called me. He said, we're a band. We're called Clandestine. I said, yes, I know you. I've heard of you guys. He says, so we saw you. Okay, I took your number. So we want you to audition for us. I said, all right, sure. I used to live in Moti Bagh. He says, are you free tomorrow? I said, yes. He says, have you seen Lajpat Nagar? I said, not really. I've seen Moolchand. He says, have you seen the police station next to it? I said, yeah. He said, okay, you wait there. I'll see you at 11 o'clock. And he also gave me the address of a house in Jangpura. I take a regular DTC bus. I land up and I'm standing right outside the police station, 11 o'clock. There's no sign of him till 12 o'clock. Okay. Then I started walking. I'd never been to Jangpura. I asked people, I walked all the way to Jangpura. I landed up at the house. And I see this bugger there. And I asked him, I said, you said you'll pick me up at 11. He said, I got late with some business. So I assumed you won't be there. So I just drove right up. I said, okay. So I look around the house, okay? I look around the house and there was a fellow called Aman there who had taken bits of this yellow cloth and hung them all over the lights in the house, the light bulbs.
Right.
Oh.
The old bulbs that used to heat up.
Ah.
So they had dark spots where they had burnt.
Yeah.
There was smoke in the house and there was a certain smoke of a
Certain herb.
A certain herb. Thank you. Thank you for helping me with that.
Mountain.
Yes, it was a
herb.
mountain herb.
It was just a
Mountain herb.
Mountain
Or
herb.
Yeah.
a weed of some sort.
Yes. And the room was full of smoke. And then they asked me, they said, would you like to partake? I said, I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
And since I was a newbie, they figured this was their day to have fun with me. They shut all the doors and windows. Yeah, hot box. That is how I auditioned for Clandestine. God knows what I played. God knows what they heard.
Oh,
Because
man.
that was it. That was
And
my
that was
first
the
band.
audition.
That was my initiation into the world of music.
That is
Wow.
insane.
So the journey from there to the other professional acts, and also I'm sure RSJ also was emerging
Yes.
around that time.
Yes.
And what happened next?
So what happened next was that Clandestine broke up very quickly.
What was the lineup? If you
There was
don't
a
mind
guitar
telling us?
player, and if I recall his name correctly, his name was Sunny. There was Indraneel Hariharan, who later became another founding member of Orange Street,
Orange
and
Street
then
and
went
then
on to Mrigya.
Mrigya.
There was Anirban,
Right.
and
Who was always Orange
yeah.
Street focused.
Yes, and there was one drummer. I'm not really sure what his name was because he'd left by the time I joined. I think his name was Albert. And all these kids, all these boys were from Deshbandhu.
College. Kalkaji.
So this was a college band. And later on, when this band sort of disbanded, Anirban and Indraneel got together with Saibal Basu and they auditioned me for the drums. And that's how Orange Street was formed. The original lineup, which again disbanded after 2 gigs. And then Gautam Chima was brought into the picture. And that's when Orange Street really sort of blossomed because we had decided to take on a direction which was quite clear to us at that point of time. And we decided, irrespective of what quality of music we're able to put out, we will put out our own music.
Wow.
Honestly, my first memory of seeing bands live on stage was Orange Street and Parikrama, and it was at Friends of Music.
I think I know that time, yes.
And I was completely blown away. That was that moment where I started seeing bands live on stage and playing such phenomenal music that I only listened to on tapes. I had never imagined how they would be performed in real life. And there you guys were. Like it was an absolutely phenomenal experience. That changed my life into the direction that I eventually went in.
And something also, something epic had happened there, which you were telling me about, and I was like, wow, that happened. You remember the same gig?
Oh yeah. So I used to go to these Friends of Music gigs quite frequently with my brother. He would take me along because he'd know everyone over there. You know, we just hang out. They'd be having drinks. I'd be like, I was too young to have a drink, but I'd take a little every now and then when no one was looking. Anyway, but I remember seeing Euphoria there and performing, and I had just gone into Air Force Bal Bharati also, which is, and we used to participate in this thing called Bank Club.
Yep,
Bank Club.
I know Bank Club very well.
Yeah,
It was a
so-
big competition at that time.
Exactly. And the first Bank Club I went to, Euphoria played there.
I was there that day.
Oh my God, that's phenomenal.
I was there that day.
And you guys played
Talktopia
Shine by
Stadium.
Collective.
No, I
Soul.
didn't play.
Oh,
I'm
you didn't
sorry.
play. You were there.
I
You were
was in
there.
the audience that day with
Oh.
my friend Manav Daniels from Columbus.
Manu Daniels.
phenomenal.
Of
He
course.
introduced me to Bank Club and I went there and I remember the day the Euphoria was playing. They had another drummer and there was a guitar player drummer duo called Raju Kaju. He had a cherry red colored drum set. I still
Oh, man.
remember.
I don't remember that, but I remember listening to Collective Soul Shine,
Yes.
and we were all singing along and headbanging along, and it was absolutely phenomenal. And then I don't remember how much time had passed between that time and when I saw Euphoria at Friends of Music. But I remember Palasan had come up to the mic and said that we are introducing a new type of music called Hind
Hind
rock.
rock.
I was there that day in the audience.
That
Again,
day also
I
in the
remember
audience.
that day, yes.
We have been. He does just end up
Show up
stalking
everywhere,
people.
lurk around in the bushes.
He's there everywhere. I'm telling you. Somehow.
You finish and I'll tell you more about that day.
No, that was phenomenal. That was when everything changed. Then I honestly I was a little heartbroken because I was like, I love Euphoria, playing all the rock songs and the grunge and the alternative rock and all of that stuff. And then I was like, Hind rock, and I'm like, oh, that's disappointing. But I have to be honest. But after that, you guys, Euphoria, in whether it's you guys when you joined or
I joined
before
much
that,
later.
You
but
joined
yes,
much
huh.
later. But from that moment on, they have actually changed the tide of Hindi music
Yes.
and rock music and combining the two and making such a huge impact
Yes.
in this country. It's been absolutely phenomenal. I didn't know it back then. I can see it now.
You can see it now. And I think the credit lies where it is due with Palash Sen. Because it was a paradigm shift, no? If that is the right word to use. He changed the landscape overnight. Because till that time, and I was in the audience and we used to play together. Once in a while, we would show up at the same gig. So Euphoria would play, Honest Street would play. And we knew of each other. And the moment Euphoria said we were going to do Hindi, they were labeled sellout.
That's what I felt at the time.
And that's how people kind of had a very tunnel visioned thing. English kar rahe ho to sahi hai, Hindi kar rahe ho to sell out. Mostly.
While the tunnel vision label is also correct, there was one other aspect to it which probably you will agree with when I say so. Hindi music already had its place.
Yeah.
The markets were flooded with T-series, Bollywood,
Yes.
everywhere you went. The choice of listening to English or participating in a rock or a blues sort of environment was very limited, right? It was a small oasis that everybody had to go to. So when people from this community start moving over
To that
back
community.
to the back to the Hindi side, it wasn't so much as pointing fingers at them, but people were like, I came, as you said, I came here to listen to a style of music that I want to listen to. But now that you've taken that choice away from me, you've taken that choice for yourself, which is fine.
I feel that the English language being such an important part of the rock music we used to listen to and the blues music we used to listen to, it was also a very important part of the identity of being a part of that counterculture, of being
Yes.
a rebel. And we also, we all sneered at pop music, at Bollywood music and stuff like that at the time. And so Euphoria had actually taken something which was a part of pop culture and added it and mixed it into something that we identified with. And that made a lot of people shrink back. So, now that I'm thinking about it, it was a huge risk that Euphoria had taken. to, instead of being sellouts, they had
Hmm.
actually taken a huge risk to actually combine these two sides of culture.
Hmm.
And I'm sure that I don't know if they knew that it was going to be successful or not,
True.
but it has, I mean, that was the impact that it had. And I now, after all these years, from the time I was a kid, seeing them going, oh, they're going to Hindi now,
Hmm.
to now looking back and say, wow, that was a huge move. And I respect that move now
Hmm.
for doing what they did, for taking that step in the direction that nobody else had done before that, as far as I know.
True. Absolutely true. And it's a huge risk that paid off very well.
Indeed.
Because
Yes,
I think
indeed.
from that point on, they changed the narrative of what entertainment was for a traveling musician. Because till that point, there were things like, there weren't bands, there were orchestras, which used to travel in tempos,
Yeah.
live in tents, and there were dancers, there were magicians, there were flamethrowers,
Right.
musicians, all of them would like a little caravan
A circus.
of merry
A
men and
traveling
women.
circus.
They used to travel literally like a traveling circus. There'd be a clown, there were some animals, and they were like, we're going to disprove this theory and make a new one where it's going to be 5 dudes, music, a stage, no women.
And on the flip side, you have I'm sure, a huge part of India being people who would naturally be drawn towards rock music,
Spot on.
but didn't understand the language and
Spot
couldn't
on.
relate to the language.
Yes.
Absolutely spot on. Because Ashish actually said it exactly as I was hoping to say it. There was no concept of a band when it came to the language, on this side of the language barrier, which is Hindi. There were only orchestras. Orchestras were like a group of musicians, right? Always singing Bollywood. There was nothing else, right? Even the few ghazal singers who had come out by then were few. There was Jagjit Singh, Pankaj Udas, and there were very few, Anup Jalota. So devotional, Bollywood, but basically there. So when I said I want to get into music, what was my parents' reference point? ये ऑर्केस्ट्रा में बजाएगा या तो वो शादी में बजाएगा या घोड़ी के आगे that was the idea. And you're right, Ashish, they changed that entire concept. And another very important point, all men on stage, right? No women. So the idea of like a crooner or a singer who's there, who's also captivating the audience because of her looks, apart from her singing, no doubt, they were brilliant singers. So that element is gone. So now a lot of people were also aspiring. You were right. There's a large part of the population that aspired to be there or part of this sort of music fiesta.
Yeah.
Right? But couldn't because they just didn't get the language.
Exactly.
My friends would say, यार समझ ही नहीं आ रहा क्या गा गया वो क्या बोल रहा था तेरा भाई you know
Yeah.
that's the kind. And we people like you, I would say Ashish, you and me, we were like right in the middle. We didn't belong to either side, right? So everyone would speak to us, तुम्हारी मातृभाषा क्या है? हिंदी है भैया. But I've grown up and I've, in my early years, foundational years, I've learned to think in English. When I'm really upset, my train of thought is not in Hindi. When I'm deeply contemplative, when I'm sitting on a bus ride or a train ride for 5 hours, my mind doesn't race around in Hindi. I love Hindi. It's a beautiful language. My mother speaks it. I love it. But I've just not been trained to think in it.
Yes.
Right? And so a lot of people who are going to be future listeners and connoisseurs of music should not be left behind because language is a barrier. And I think that's where they kind of cracked the code. They really did.
Absolutely. I recently saw that there is a Haryanvi rock band.
Yeah.
There's a Taka Tak is a fantastic
Yeah.
Pakistani like progressive metal band. There are so many new artists who, I mean, it's blossoming. You have an entire indie movement of soft acoustic alternative Hindi music,
Interesting.
which I mean would have been unheard of 30, 40 years ago. But even when I was in school and I was listening to rock and all the grunge scene was on MTV. But people would put on my headphones and they say, "Yes, me, ye kya मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, English में बोल रहे हैं." I said, Well, I was the Angrez of my class, always. So they were like, हाँ ये तो सुनेगा. Like,
See, because
I didn't have any other identity at that point of time.
it's absolutely true, because at the heart of everything lies the lyric.
Yes.
Yeah, it's what is being said, what is being spoken.
Mm.
And if that is lost on you, then the remainder is null and void.
Exactly.
Doesn't make any sense.
Even now, I stick to the English music because I've been raised in a very anglicized way, and English is my first language. So I can't identify with Hindi as a language, as a way of thinking, as you said, right? But as I've matured as a musician, I have wanted to explore that side of our music. Because right now, it doesn't matter what language our music is in, as long as it's our music.
True.
It can be in any language. It doesn't matter to me at all. The music I listen to is a separate story, but the music I create can honestly be in any language, as long as it expresses what we want it to express. And that is the most important thing. And I think Euphoria has been a huge part of that being created as a part of our culture.
Yes.
Indeed. And so when did you end up joining Euphoria?
I was supposed to join them in 97, 98, just before Dhoom Pichak Dhoom and the other songs were to be released.
At the most opportune, the best time when some of their best songs were coming out.
Yeah. But that time, Orange Street was also doing very well. Although we were not we didn't know of each other at a deep level of friendship. We knew of each other. Like the bands, we had played on common stages. And I knew Palash as well, because he used to sing in the ad film circuit. He used to lend his voice to a lot of those jingles that you would hear about Pepsi and all those colas. So they approached me, and they were about to make those videos at that point of time. And I remember going to his house that day, and I sort of changed my mind on my way to his house. I think he used to live in Alaknanda that time. And there was a whole set of papers that had to be signed, because if you were to be a part of the videos, then you had to remain on board. You couldn't be a face that could disappear.
Oh boy.
Right? They were going to invest a serious amount of money into the videos and other things. And literally, at the last moment before signing, I had to own up to him and say that, I'm sorry. I don't think I'm meant for this.
Before you get into the story,
Yes.
first we get into the song.
Yes, indeed. So what's the next song that we're doing?
Okay, so the next song, I actually spoke to Ashish about this last night over message. And he picked Message in a Bottle from the Police.
Nice.
Yes.
Very cool.
I think it's a beautiful song. It's a song that everybody's heard.
Yes.
Everybody's heard. And any drummer worth his salt, or any amount of salt.
And pepper.
Yes, and pepper. Himalayan pink or rock, doesn't matter. Has played this song or attempted this song one time or the other. I think it's one of the finest pieces of drumming in the world. Stuart Copeland has just played out his heart on the track. No one can ever come close to what he's done, but it's a beautiful track, and I think it's a drummer's dream. So yeah, we'll give it a go.
Wonderful. Can't wait to see you do it.
Just a castaway, an island lost at sea. Oh, another lonely day, no one here but me. Oh, more loneliness any man could bear. Rescue me before I fall into despair. Oh, I'll send an SOS to the world. I'll send an SOS to the world. I hope that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets my message in a bottle, yeah. Message in a bottle, yeah. A year has passed since I wrote my note. I should have known this right from the start. Only hope can keep me together. Love can mend your life, but love can break your heart.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Are you
That was
having fun on the podcast, my friend?
I'm having so much fun. I've been wondering what I've been doing all these years of my life before today.
That's exactly what we're trying to figure out, actually.
So tell us, what was the thought?
Oh, yes, that story.
Yeah, so
Which
you've
we-
been asked to join Euphoria. You come to Palash's house. You got a stack of papers to sign, and
Yes.
suddenly at the last minute,
You think-
Yes,
This might not be for me.
yes. To be absolutely honest, I had at that point of time taken up a job as a music teacher in a school. Okay.
Oh,
And I had, I think, all of 2 or 3 times drawn a salary. And my father had pushed me into a home loan. So now this story is going into dimensions which you could not
Fathom.
have sort of
Could
perceived.
not have fathomed.
Yes. And my heart kept telling me, I said, look, if I quit my job,
Who will pay the loan?
it's going to be a huge problem because I have a loan to pay and
A home loan at that.
a home loan at that.
Not
And I
a
remember
car.
no joke, man.
this was, the year was 96 or 97, somewhere in that region. And I used to pay a home loan of 4,647 rupees a month. My salary was 9,280 something.
Oh my God! Like
After
literally half your
deduction, yeah,
salary
yeah.
is gone.
And I wanted to buy a small car. So when I did the math, I said, my little brain told me that I cannot hang everything on a promise. Right?
Now on a rock and roll dream.
Correct. And to be fair to Polly, he kept saying, dude, you'll make money hand over fist. But my little mind couldn't comprehend it. And I said, I'll throw the bag over my shoulder and walk to work every day.
Living the Indian
Yes,
dream.
yeah. Because
Homeowner.
my middle class mentality had not prepared me for anything like this. So I took the safer route and I said, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. But I'll stick to my job and pay my loan.
Otherwise, the home and the loan would have been doom and pichak.
Oh, absolutely. In
Yeah.
that order.
So you see, not all decisions are good or bad. Time answers everything.
Right.
But that's the absolute honest answer. I thought I couldn't hang it all on a promise. I didn't know. Because I had not seen bands making money. I had no
That's
idea they made
unheard
money.
of.
Yeah.
It's almost still unheard of.
So then what happened then?
Okay, yeah. So interestingly, so then my friend Christopher Powell, who used to play for Nirvana,
Chris Powell.
yeah, they were 2 brothers and they sort of dominated the music scene for a while. God bless him. Desmond Powell
Who passed away by the
passed away, brilliant guitar player. And they used to run a band called Nirvana.
Yeah. The Indian Nirvana.
Yeah, the Indian Nirvana. So Christopher Powell, excellent drummer, then happened to join the band and they carried on for a while. And then at some point, I think 4 or 5 years later, Christopher left and I got a call. I still remember I was teaching at Parikrama School of Music. I used to train kids for music exams and I got a call and they said, look, we've had a lineup change and are you still interested? And at that time, life had changed quite a bit. I had also taken my music exams. I had just finished my grade 8 exam and I was waiting for my result. I think financially I'd stabilized. So I said I could take a chance on this. I could take a chance on this. Also, they were already pretty big by then, no doubt. They had already hit the big scene. And I really didn't know what kind of money was involved. But I knew that they were gigging and they were doing a lot of music. Orange Street had sort of completely stopped gigging at that point of time. So that's when I joined them back. It was a temporary measure for 6 months, but then it went on for 10 years.
And before that, how was the run with the Orange Street? And, like there were so many amazing stories and stuff that we heard about Orange Street.
Those were the best days of my life.
Those were the best days of your life.
I can never stop smiling or talking about it because
We need some of those stories, man.
yeah, completely crazy stories. Okay. Once we get a call from Times of India, there was a gentleman, I hope I get his name right, Devendra Mohan, who used to handle Campus Rock. He calls me and says, hey, you guys want to play in Chennai? Neki or Pooch Pooch? I say, yeah, sure, we want to play in Chennai.
Ji, haan.
हाँ जी इसका जवाब है हाँ. He says, okay, come over to the Times of India office and sign some papers. And I go there and he sits me down. I was a young boy, still in college. And he basically bears down on me with all the corporate weight that he had, experience, and says, "Hey, this is a big break for you. We'll put you on the front page." I said, "Sir, Chennai mein hame koi nahi dekhta." He said, "No, I'll put you on the Delhi Times front page or whatever supplement they had." I said, "Okay." And then he came down to the core issue. He said, "We'll give you tickets and stay. There's no money." So I said, "Give me 2 minutes." I went, I picked up the phone, I called up my friend Gautam Chima, the guitar player. He says, he's a very, very shrewd businessman and lovely guy. He says, "Randy," that was my pet name, still is. He says, "Randy, go and tell him to give us air tickets." So I go back to Mr. Devendra Mohan's office and say, "Sir, can you give us 4 air tickets?" He says, "Yeah, sure." And back then, the air tickets used to be this leaflet
Oh, yeah, I remember
that used to
There's a
fold
booklet.
over with a
book.
carbon copy. So I take these 4 tickets to Chennai, which are worth 60 grand because it was 15,000 something up and down.
Yeah.
Air India, I still remember. And I come back to Gautam's place and I throw the tickets on the table and I say, "You dumbass, free mein bajwa raha hai." He says, "Tu dekh main kya karta hu." He says, "I will encash these tickets and we'll go by train."
Typical.
He did that?
So now listen to the best part. We take the tickets to the agent. He says, "Sir, these are corporate tickets. They're on credit. You get no money."
Oh.
It was some Sita Travel or some company that used to handle Bennett and Coleman or whatever their account. He says, you will get no money. So we had to end up going to Chennai, play the gig for free and come back. The business plan didn't work out.
Oh, man.
But we tried.
But the
Credit
good
for
part is
trying.
you guys went all the way to Chennai and performed.
That's the good part. And the sad part is someone's willing to give you 60 grand to go up and down and play, but they
not
won't give you a
any
single
money.
rupee.
I had to
For
actually
your
perform
labor.
this.
Yeah.
And this is something that actually I was talking with a friend of mine recently, and like it's for some reason music is considered to be this free, whatever it is, it's free.
It's a free exercise.
It's a free exercise.
There's nothing.
When it's
There's no
actually-
monetization of
Exactly.
your
But
effort.
it's an art form and it's a service. You are performing a service to entertain a crowd. It is an art form that you have perfected and honed over years and years and years of practice. And nobody in their right mind feels that you should pay for it. It is insane. Like, I have never understood this.
There is just no explanation. I've thought about it for years. You get into a cab, you get into an auto, you have to have money in your pocket
Absolutely.
for the service. But you call a musician like, "Bajao."
हाँ, free का चलता है.
See,
अरे exposer मिलेगा, exposer.
Arey, the poor person who writes the song thinks it's his. The guy who sings it thinks it's his.
Yes.
Okay, when you upload it to a website, the guy who's selling it on the website thinks it's his. Now the guy who's pirating it thinks it's his.
Correct.
Guy who downloads it also thinks it's his. But
Correct.
actually, music is like that elusive smell of the rose which is belonging to nobody but the one who's smelling it at that point.
Sorry.
I think piracy could be a bit of a touchy point. Given how when we were younger.
Our hands are very dirty.
It belongs to no one. Basically, music is just, unfortunately, one of those things that
It
Yeah.
disappears as soon as you stop playing. And that is the hardest thing about it. Music just vanishes into thin air. All you're left with is memories of it. And like you have a painting, you have a statue, it kind of stays there. You don't
Yeah.
have to be present for it. But that's the thing, the weird thing about music is it's so ethereal.
You know,
That's the right word.
since we're on the topic, there was this one video that was going around quite. It turned out to be. It moved around quite quickly. It had Dave Weckl talking about how he was paid when he was playing with Madonna. He says, "I did one tour and I bought a house." He did one tour with Madonna and he bought himself a house. And he said that back then he had made some $40,000, and then he was comparing it to the prices that are being paid today. And if you've seen it or not, I can do the same math with you. When Orange Street played for Bits Pilani back in 97, we got 45,000 rupees back in 97.
That's a pretty package.
Yes, our rack rate was 40,000 because we were 4 people. This did not include the travel, food, stay, the TBL, whatever you call it, travel, boarding, lodging. If you do the math, bands are not getting as of today. A rock band, I would be very specific, is not even getting like 15,000 rupees for a club show, right?
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I'm just sort of stating the numbers,
Absolutely. It's very
right?
true.
Because music is such a vast subject. It's an art form, but it's also a means of livelihood.
Yes, absolutely.
I have been very lucky because music has been my means of livelihood. I got into it purely by accident. I've survived. And slightly off topic, but in India, I can only say India because मैं तो बाहर गया नहीं ज़्यादा, is that oddly even mediocrity pays quite well. Now I'm saying two different things completely,
Yeah.
like diametrically opposite. But let me rephrase that. Even if you're mediocre, you can make some money. Let me not say pays very well. But at the same time, the math has not sort of kept up with the inflation. So when I look back and we were like raking in 10,000 rupees a head back in 97, and I look at bands and I feel for them because they're going and playing at a club, they're rehearsing, there's travel, there's days of practice, there's jam pads that you go to, there's equipment that you buy, and if you're just going to get 15 to 20,000 rupees, I think it's a pretty dismal sort of situation. What would you say?
I totally agree.
See, I feel that there are different kinds of performances.
Yes.
There are different kinds of platforms.
Yes.
And there are different ways to make money
Yes.
in music.
Yes.
And I feel the people who want to make money and plan to make money are making a lot more money than most musicians who are not planning and getting into it for reasons like
That's the key word is planning.
passion.
Yes.
So if it's just plain passion and something that you want to do, I mean, you could build a castle of cards also. But if you are very focused about making money and getting into music, people are making money. Why I say this is because I've seen bands, I've managed bands who've made a lot of money for themselves and for me as a manager. So I can very positively say that it really depends on the aim. Now, a lot of people want everything, and that's where I think bands go wrong, because you can't get to do exactly what you want, which is your passion, and expect the masses who might not care about your passion
Spot on.
to come
Spot
and pay
on.
you money.
Because if you're providing a service,
Sorry for
Right.
being the devil's advocate, but
no, fair enough. It's an open discussion. If you're providing a service, then you have to cater
yes,
to the hand that is
Yes.
putting the money on the table.
yes.
And you can't go in there and then say, ki bhaiya, main
And
to
the
ye
bands
bajaunga."
who listen to my advice and they know exactly how much money they make.
You know exactly who to go to for a manager.
Yeah.
He's saying right here, Mr. David.
When they listen to me, they make lots of money. When they argue with me, they don't.
No, it is true. I survived. There were times when it was difficult. There are mortgages to pay. There are your children's fee that has to be brought up. There are things that you just can't walk away from, right? And I think primarily when I got into music, when my father he looked down at the whole idea with dread. He said, "Ye kya hone wala hai? Ye to gaya beta." It's because our industry is not
Organized.
it's not organized. We don't have insurance. We have nothing. The day you lose a finger, you're out of work, right? And sadly is not a good word to use. The musical mind is not an ideal mind when it comes to business.
Yes.
So you don't get the two traits packed into one little brain at the same time.
Unless you're especially...
Unless, of course, you're Mr. David.
gifted.
No,
Exactly.
he's a gifted guy, no doubt.
Oh, absolutely.
And you're right. So there are times I had to do the math myself at one point of time, and I said, like, should I be a sellout? And then when you look back and you just take a deep breath and you just do a simple calculation, you realize that I have to play 4 days in a month. And exactly as he said, I have to play and deliver a service to a client who will pay me some money. But the 26 days that remain are mine. Sadly, we play for 4 days and then cry for 26 days, grumble, don't create a single piece of art, don't create a single piece of music or work towards,
Content or anything.
a body of work that is mine,
Yes.
and then keep cribbing. Ye nahi ho raha, ye to sell out hai. I don't like this, I don't like this. Oh, these guys play Hindi. So, yeah. But also times have changed. Back in the day, no, Ashish, the stage, if you may recall, the dimensions of the stage, the size of the truss, the size of your speaker and everything, the PA was huge. Every gig I went to,
Was
the
larger
layout
than life.
was large. If you've noticed, we've gone into the club scene, like what happened in LA like 30 years ago, 40 years ago. We've gone into that mode where the stage has shrunk. The audience is more one-on-one. It's a more intimate setting where the audience is right in front of you. When you're on a 20-foot stage with another 5-foot riser, you're looking down at the audience. They look like little specks. So that has changed. The scale of the gigs has definitely changed. Wouldn't you say so?
And I miss that time when it used to be like a celebration.
Yes.
Like going to a GIR used to be like Diwali. Or Christmas. It's like, we used to, like, I remember 7 days before GIR, I used to be wondering, ye wali juti pehnu, wo wali juti pehnu, yaar, usko. And I used to like take out my jeans and my favorite t-shirt and get them washed and like, everything, sab kuch taiyar karke and like, man, like,
you're right,
to the
it's like
watch when I'm
Christmas.
wearing everything.
Diwali.
Like, it was like, you want to be like in your best because the who's who of the scene is going to be there.
True.
You're going to meet friends from college, school.
Everybody was there.
Yeah, everybody
who
was there.
mattered was there. That part I remember.
Yes.
It was fantastic. Nowadays, you go to a club, they'll be like, 50 is a huge crowd these days,
Yes.
right? 200 is like through the roof, man.
set,
You
man.
made a killing.
In the old days, it used to be 5,000, 6,000, 10,000. Not a big deal.
But what about festivals and stuff like that? We still
Yeah.
have a few festivals
Yes,
here and there.
we do have. But now they're far and in between. Na? Back then, every IIT on the finals day, right?
Every IIT.
Every IIT, there'd be 10 to 12,000 people inside the OAT, the open air theatre, and there'd be another 10 to 15,000
Waiting
outside.
to get inside.
I have seen Hamso Dhwani, and the head count was above 20 20,000 people.
Easily.
Wow.
They
That's
were
the
breaking
number
all
of
kinds
people.
of rules at that time, by the way.
I know.
But you're right.
Everybody was
You used the beautiful word. It was a celebration.
It
It
was.
was really a celebration. We'd have the best time of our lives, man. The whole evening, you'd be there, and the gig's over. Now the bands are sitting and just yapping.
Yes.
There's so much going on that day. I miss that time, yeah. That now you have festivals where you get passes and tags. There are segregated areas, and then the band comes and disappears. But back then it was like another thing you'll notice. Again, I'm going off track, but after any gig, all drummers would be standing together and talking. The guitar players never talk. If you notice,
The bass players and the drummers
Yes.
will always talk.
drummers will always be, you can spot 5 of them together, standing and yapping, having a jolly good time.
Guitar players don't do that.
Guitar players, no. Vocalist to bhul hi jao.
Vocalists नहीं
Vocalist
बात
quietly sitting somewhere else.
Okay, see you guys. Take
No, vocalists talk, but all they're talking is.
correct.
Shall we try another song? What's going next?
Yeah, what's happening next, man?
Yeah, I feel like I'm taking a grade 8 exam. Now I'm going to take some easy songs, right?
All right.
But songs that are really close to my heart. And one band that I think is still, I don't know if my facts are right, but I think they're still up and running. Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, yes. In a big
And-
Oh my God.
oh my
yeah.
God. So let's give it away now.
All right.
Give it away.
Give it away now.
All right.
Guys, check this out.
And in case you guys still have not hit that subscribe button, Ashwani, please ask them to subscribe.
Please
Like
and
share,
subscribe.
and do all those good things.
Yes, do all those good things because, one good act of kindness could really change your life altogether.
ये लोग हमारी बात तो सुनते नहीं शायद अश्विनी की बात सुन
मेरी सुन लो यार. No, please hit the like and subscribe.
Let's
Thank you so
listen to
much,
the
man.
song. Let's
All right,
listen.
check it out.
What I got to give it to your mama. What I got to give it to your papa. What I got to give it to your doctor. You do a little dancing and you drink a little water. What I gotta get it, put it in you. What I got you gotta get it, put it in you. What I got you gotta get it, put it in you.
welcome back, everyone. That was great.
Thank
That
you.
was
Thank
great.
you. Thank you.
Give it away, give it away, give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Give it away.
RHCP, man. You have any fun memories from RHCP? I love watching Flea on TV.
Oh, yeah. I used to listen to Blood Sugar Sex Magic on my brother's, you said, 2-in-1, the 2-in-1, the
2-in-1
cassette thing. And I used to listen to that on repeat. That was another one of my on repeat. I mean, every album was an on repeat album.
Yes.
But that was my soundtrack for a certain amount of time when I was in class 11 or something like that.
I used to love RHCP album covers and album art. I still do.
The Blood Sugar Sex Magic album was that the kind of tribal art coming out of
Yes.
everybody's mouth.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
my God, that's so epic.
And their music videos also, all of them.
You're mentioning music video. Isn't there one concert they did with they just had socks on?
And not on their feet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. Each of them was. Now I have a story here.
I heard
Yeah, I
that.
think that was Woodstock 99 or something.
I was in college.
96.
No, I was out of college, yeah. And Channel V and MTV edit the scene. And we were sitting at a friend's house. And her mother kept saying, "What is this music you kids keep playing? What is all this nonsense? What is this Channel V, MTV nonsense? So this girl is trying to tell her mother what a great band Red Hot Chili Peppers is. So someone had the wise idea to turn on to MTV.
At that very moment.
At that very moment. And said, "Auntie, this is the band, huh?" And so the band's playing. And then the camera goes around the back. And you see 4 butt-naked men
Literally butt naked.
with only guitars in front. So I'm not sure if all Red Hot Chili Peppers
Little did
videos-
Auntie know what to expect that night.
That didn't go very well.
Auntie inside going, "Ooh, I'm a fan." Auntie outside going, "Naughty children." Very bad.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. What a quirky band.
I swear. Seriously.
Great song to cover as well. Not easy.
Oh, yeah.
Not easy.
Not easy.
But
People still cover it, man. People still cover this song.
it's a great song.
Now we have to get to the
Yes.
part which we have all been waiting for.
Yeah. My infamous name.
Yes. Why?
Why does everybody call you Randy, bro?
That's because I am.
I am.
So one of my favorite musicians, composers is Randy Edelman.
Oh, I was going to
Okay.
say Randy Rhodes or something.
Randy Rhodes also, yes.
Yeah.
Randy Savage.
So it's a story that quite a few of my contemporaries know, but for those who don't, I was auditioned for a second time for a band called Orange Street. So Anirban, Indraneel and Saibal Basu had come together. Clandestine broke up. Anirban and Indraneel from Clandestine teamed up with Saibal Basu, and I was told he's a god. And frankly, I think he is. On the guitar. Yeah, that's where his godliness ends.
And begins also.
Who's the god?
Saibal Basu.
Okay.
No, he's a fabulous guitar player.
Of course.
So I'm called to his house, and these 3 bongs are bearing down on me. And they go on talking in Bengali. So I'm just looking at each of them one at a time, not knowing what's going on. And they're smirking, looking at me, pointing at me, cracking jokes. I know what's going on, but anyway, he says, "Chalo, you audition." And he starts playing something, and I just simply followed. I don't recall what it was. I play, and then he says, "Okay, now play double time." He plays half time. And he says, "Can you play any other time signature?" So I played a 6/8. So I played a 6/8, and he says, "Okay, you're in." And I was like, "Okay, that's great." So now they sit me down, okay? It's like a witch's circle. 3 guys sitting, I'm in the middle. There's Bengali flying all around, and then they try to indoctrinate me. They say, "Acha, Ashwani, this is a band, huh?" I was like, "Yeah, that's what I thought when I left my house in the morning, that I'm auditioning for a band." He says, "But now you can't play for anyone else. And, you have to only listen to the kind of music we give you. You have to really get into it, Pearl Jam and all that. And you can't play for anyone else." So my simple mind couldn't
Why?
digest this little fact. I
You
said,
want to
"Look,
know why?
yeah," I said, "I'm sorry. I've not sold myself into slavery, right?
Exactly.
And I love playing music, man. I play with everybody and anybody."
India is an independent country.
Yes, Swatantra Bharat hai. And now the 3 of these Bengalis are looking at me aghast. They're like, "Ye kya bol rahe?" They said, "Yeah, you don't understand. Yeah, it's a band. You can't go play with anyone else." I said, "I'm sorry, I can't do it." So I was labeled Randy, which is the Anglicized version of
A woman who
A
picks
sex
not
a
just
sex
one.
worker. Yeah.
Sex worker.
Let me put it decently. A woman who picks many, not one.
Correct. They said he's going to pick many, not one. So he's Randy. And I have Saibal Basu to thank for that name.
Oh
I
my
just
goodness.
stayed. And the funniest part is we go to play at IIT Bombay a couple of years later. And by now the name has sort of
Taken
spread far and wide. And everyone knows me as Randy to the point that I introduce myself as Randy, okay, everywhere. And I love the name. So MTV comes to IIT Powai. They're doing some backstage shots and everything. And they put together a segment which is aired on TV. Now, a couple of months later, I go to my own school where I'd studied, Mount Carmel. We had this lovely teacher. Her name was Ranjita Basu. She was a geography teacher. She sees me walking down the hall and says, "Hey, how are you? It's so good to see you." They always greet, alumni and old students. And she says, I have to tell you something. I'm like, "Yes, ma'am, please tell me. Go ahead." She says, I was watching MTV one day and there was this boy. I swear to God, he looked exactly like you. But he had this godforsaken name.
Oh my God.
And then immediately I said, "Ma'am, it's so nice to see you. Give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. I have to go see the principal." I ran. I so sweetly, she said, "I swear to God, spitting image of you." But he had this godforsaken name.
And that's when Randy ran.
It has landed me in a bit of a tight spot every now and then.
Every now and then.
There are many jokes I can think of
I know.
with the tight spot.
Yes.
So, I'll keep them to myself. I will
Yes.
keep them to myself.
For now, that would look like a very good idea.
So, Randy, or I like to call Ashwini.
See, it hangs so sweetly,
I
no?
know,
Randy.
It's just
Yes.
really...
Randy.
And it sticks.
Ashwini
It
is like a
sticks.
little difficult, but Randy just rolls off your tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has a nice hang to it, like Randy.
Rolling Randy.
So you've done a lot of work when it comes to music education as well.
True.
You were associated with Yamaha for some time.
I was.
You were a product,
I worked for Casio India.
Casio India.
I developed their Indian series keyboard.
Yes. So not many people know this about you.
So many people don't know this because back then I was under a non-disclosure agreement.
Yes. But somehow I do know this.
Yes.
And I know a lot of other things also, but basically...
Let's keep some to ourselves. My mother might watch this.
No, so my very, very decent and very reasonable question to you is, so basically, like teaching and imparting knowledge and education comes from a very non-rock star frame of mind.
True.
You know what I mean? So after doing all of that, somewhere, something happened which made you switch or maybe update your goals and align yourself for education. What was that? How was that? And tell us about all of that.
So I have always felt that my calling has been education. It's never been being on stage with a band, right? I enjoyed that thoroughly. I'm grateful for the time that I spent in my life with bands, playing music, just having a really good time. But my calling, as I know it, has always been education. One of the reasons was that when I started learning music, we didn't have the kind of opportunities that you see exist today. You want to learn a song, you dial up a number, you get the chords. You can't figure it out, you use the transpose, and you bring it to the key that you can. You want to listen to a song, you download it off YouTube, you strip away all other instruments, you listen to what you want to do. None of these things were available, right? Even music, books, people will find this, like the young kids now will not even be able to comprehend. To be able to land your hands on physical copy of a book which had some chords was an exercise. You had to ask someone had to be going abroad. कहीं से कोई publication मिलती थी, drum के notes, Modern Drummer magazine 2 साल में कभी एक बार मिलती थी. So I had a lot of questions when I started learning, okay? And I never trained formally, so to speak. I did take my music exams, but I never trained formally with anyone. And as I've always said, I stumbled into this life. So many times I was also tone deaf. I still am to some extent. But when I was younger, I remember going to a teacher and saying, "Sir, you played an A minor here, but I played a C major. To me, both sound okay. Very simple question. But I noticed that I played C and you played A minor. He said, वो सुन के पता चल जाता है. He said, just listen to it. And my honest answer to him was, I am unable to hear the difference. He said, no, you just listen to it, you get to know. And this particular incident really like changed the trajectory of my life. I said, look, I can't hear the difference. Clearly he can. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But he doesn't have the vocabulary to explain this to me. So for me, it was a personal quest to look for that answer. And that just sort of led from one place to another to another. And I was never a great teacher. I have seen good teachers and I am really in awe of a lot of people who are like fantastic. But my endeavor was always to find an answer. Sometimes students would come and ask me. I didn't have the answer, but I used to just be intrigued. Ye hua kaise? How can I find the answer, understand it, and then give that answer back to the student in a way that they can understand? That was my entire trip. And most of the music that I learned, thankfully, I always ended up working in Christian Catholic schools, pretty much all the time, right? And Catholic schools have a lot of music that exists in their books, in their holy mass, and more often than not. And I was very lucky because I always found the best of the people, the nuns that I have worked for, and in the schools that I taught, and the managers that I worked under, they were very sweet to me. They would always bring a hymnal or a book of notation and say, Ashwani, just prepare these songs. Tomorrow we have to do these in the mass. And I'm like, oh, damn it. On my bed, F sharp, G, C sharp. So it was a wonderful place for me to be. I thought schools were the best place. And it kept my skills sharp. I kept updating my skills. And the energy that children bring is nowhere close to... I mean, you can jump 100 times on stage with 10,000 people screaming, but the energy of a group of second graders is unbeatable. So I enjoy teaching, no doubt. I enjoy teaching not because I have so much to give, because I really have a lot to figure out. And on my own, I'm a slob. On my own, I won't even get up till 11 o'clock. But the school system that I got into put me into a routine, and I recognized that quite early. I said, mujhe ye karna hai. I have given up gigs. I have given up thousands of gigs because I couldn't cut school.
Wow.
No, I was happy to do that.
But even whether you consider yourself a good teacher or not, but teaching itself
Yes.
is a very unique skill. Like,
Yes,
I
it
can't
is.
say that I can teach anyone anything, to be honest. It's, I can't get myself into that frame of mind because I just don't think like that. So to be able to explain things, and it's a very important thing that you've taken from your own experience of having to understand things by yourself from your own perspective,
Yeah.
to be able to translate that into an explanation that will actually satisfy the curiosity of those who are learning from you. And that's a very, very special skill to have. So whether you think you're a good teacher or not, I'm sure you are.
One always tries to be good. I must bring up one teacher who deeply impacted my life, Julian Egbert. He was my physics teacher, and I sucked at physics. I could barely get through math. Okay. And I remember we had a physics teacher, and it was a lady, I'm forgetting her name. She was very strict. We were mortally scared of her. Couldn't learn a damn thing in class 10. Huh? So we couldn't learn a damn thing in class 10. So one day she was absent, and we had this gentleman called Mr. Julian Egbert come in. It was a double period. If most people who've been through the Indian education system know, 2 period back-to-back physics. He said, look, I don't know you kids because I teach the other section, but I know you have an exam next week. I have exactly 2 40-minute periods. I will take questions one at a time. I swear to God, in those 2 periods, he explained the whole year's worth of physics to us. And he was constantly showing us those circuit diagrams as people walking dogs on a leash.
Wow.
With their tails tied, right? He was explaining. And so he really deeply impacted me. I was never good at physics, but I understood that day that if someone tries to get into your mind and really wants to explain something to you, first of all, they need to have that knowledge, right? But if a teacher has the right skills, the concepts become like really, really easy. Yeah, so deep ho gaya, but yeah, I had to bring him up, Mr. Julian Egbert. I believe he went on to become the principal of the Jindal School.
Wow.
Brilliant man.
And how did this whole collaboration with different brands and things happen? And
So you said a little while ago in the interview, na,
Yes.
that there are many ways to make music and there are many ways to make money through music.
yes,
One of the things that I realized very early was that teaching is not a high-paying job. And sadly, this is one of the core ideas or the problems that needs to be solved by a government. The people who are teaching the brightest minds are the most underpaid. It's terrible, but anyway, let's not get into politics. I realized that I can't make a lot of money teaching in a school. There was good money to be made if I was to teach privately. I'm not trying to take like a moral high ground or just, pretend that I have great ideals, but I realized that teaching one-on-one is a waste of my time if you consider that I could spend that 1 hour with 30 kids. Of course, it is wonderful to teach people one-on-one because there are people who will assimilate and like grasp a lot quicker.
right.
But I didn't have that much to give. I had lesser to give and I figured I would give it to a group of people. And I always enjoyed teaching in an ensemble.
Right.
And now I've lost the point. What was the question?
The question was, how did you get into working with these
Yes.
different brands? And
Yes.
then you figured out that
Yes.
there are more ways to make money than just
So I realized that teaching will only pay you a certain amount of money,
right.
right? But it satisfies my sort of internal need. So then I also developed a policy over the years, which some time ago you and I had talked about. I said, I'm never going to say no to any opportunity that comes my way. I will always give it a try. This is not about grabbing everything that you see. But every time someone approached me to do like a job for them, as long as it was to do with music, I always said yes. So there was this one time that I happened to interact with the people of this big company called Casio India Private Limited. They were trying to develop a keyboard. Because I was an educator, I got in touch and I had some ideas and they ran with it. So I just never would say no. If I got a recording project, I would say yes. Yeah, struggle, but finish it. And anything and everything to do with music. Someone said, I worked in the radio. I worked with television. I did the music there. Business India TV was a company. A lot of musicians used to work there incidentally. Pretty much all of Indian Ocean other than Sushmit was there. All of Parikrama other than Subir was there. All of Mrigya was there. And 3 members of Orange Street were working there.
You're talking about what exactly?
I'm talking about 1996 Business India Television.
All right.
Yes. They had a music studio. So Nitin Malik from Parikrama, Anirban from Orange Street, Sharat Chand Srivastav, who was the violinist for Parikrama back then, who later went on to make Mrigya, used to work there. And so the 4 of us were working in the music studio. Chintan Kalra, the bass player for Parikrama,
Yes.
was an editor.
Of course.
Dilip Ramachandran was an editor, right? They were running programs. Amit Kilam was there. Sonam Sherpa, God bless him, he was there. He used to handle tapes because physically tapes had to be moved, programs had to be made. So,
Business India Television. Why? Okay, how? What were they doing exactly? What was the
nothing.
business?
The company ran into the ground. It was dissolved.
Is the musicians the reason? I'm just wondering.
No, I don't think the musicians were the reason, but they were part of the reason, I'm sure. Like everybody was there.
They were a production house.
It was a production house. They
For
used to run a
television.
channel as well. Later on, I believe they split and TVI was formed.
Right.
So all the people from here went there. We used to have a channel called Business India Television. Business India Group, the magazine, they used to run it.
All right.
Yeah, all musicians were there. Like
Wow.
everybody. I remember I used to be like working late shifts. I'd go in the night and Chintan Kalra would be like sitting under his desk on the phone calling his girlfriend. Dilip would be in the edit. Sonam would be around like snoring somewhere, like wake up, kaam karna hai, khatam karna hai, program jana hai on air. So it was a great fun place.
That sounds amazing.
So yeah, everything came my way, I always said yes. I don't ever recall saying no to anything.
Except for when gigs got in the way of your classes,
That is
which is a worthy
absolutely
cause,
true.
to be honest.
Well, I had to hold a job,
Yeah.
which brings us to another topic that we had discussed. No, I knew that my job gave me stability.
Hmm.
It gave me little income, but it gave me a regular income.
That is a
So as a
Really important
musician, I had to do, and this is how I lived my life. I did about 3 jobs every day. I'd go to school, okay? At least my basic calling and my inner need was satisfied. And I knew I would draw a salary at the end of the month. After school, I would go to a radio station, or I would go to a private tuition, or I would go to a music school or train kids. In the evening, I'd pick up a gig from here or there. I played with everybody. There was a time when I played with every band from Yamuna Par to Gurgaon.
And I can vouch for that.
Yeah.
Because there was a time of my life where anytime I used to look at a drum kit, before the drum kit, I used to spot Ashwani right there, standing, waiting, sitting, eating food, or playing the drums, and sometimes doing multiple things.
Yeah.
And Ashish David Collective does quite a bit of that area as well.
Yes. No, I mean it. I've gone up to Muzaffarnagar, Meerut to play Jagran gigs also. And never said no. And I have to tell you, some of the finest musicians I've seen have been found in the most unpredictable places. And the most unassuming guys come up. There was this one man who played the keyboard. He was shredding it to death. And every note was the same volume, the same dynamic, and he was playing. He had such control facility. And these guys get paid nothing. They get paid like 2,000 rupees a day. And it humbles you that you're lucky you're standing on a stage where there are 10,000 people, irrespective of your level of skill. They're going like, koi aa gaya, this is a big band, they got hair. The girls are going, right? And then you're playing and you know how half-baked your performance was, but then you get up and people are like, this was cool. Never say no to anything. That's our motto.
I think that's a good place to do.
Ever say no to anything. Ashwani,
Yes.
I thank you so much for coming today, man. And I feel this conversation can go on for another 6 hours, but we need to put a stop to it sometime.
Yes, we should.
At least this iteration of the conversation.
Yes, sir.
I know we're going to be back in the studio many, many times, and we're going to have many more episodes. But at least for this episode, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
This has been phenomenal.
This has really been phenomenal, and I'm in no mood to end this episode, but I think we should. Thank you so much for being here.
And this is not just on camera and on mic, but we've been at this for a while already.
Yes, true.
That the audience doesn't know about, but this has been an absolutely phenomenal day, man.
Yes.
It's been a great day. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. And Ashwani is one of those people with whom you can learn so many things. I personally have learned so much from you, even before the time we ever started talking, through all the stories that I heard of you, through all the rumors and crazy things. And I was like, what a fantastic guy this is. But this interview has been pending for a whole lifetime now almost. And after like 20, 30 years of knowing him, I'm finally getting to interview him. Thank you so much for being here, for coming over and giving us your time. And what is going to be the last song that you're going to leave our wonderful audiences with?
The last song we should get into is one of my favorites. It's a song that my entire generation grew up on. It's by a band called the Black Crowes. It's called Hard to Handle.
Oh, yeah.
Come home with me. I forgot some good old loving and I got some more in store. But when I get through throwing it on you, you got to come back for more. Boys and things will come by the dozen. That ain't nothing but drugstore loving. Hey little thing, let me light your candle, cause mama, I'm so hard to handle now this around. Action speaks louder than words, and I'm a man of great experience. Another man, but I can love you better than him. Take my hand, don't be afraid. I'm gonna prove every word I say. I'm advertising love for free, so you can place your ad with me. Once I come along and down by the dozen, that ain't nothing but tears and love. Pretty little thing, let me light your candle, cause mama, I'm so hard to handle now this around. Yeah, hard to handle now. Oh baby. But you got to come home with me. I forgot some good old loving and I got some more in store. When I get through throwing on you, you gotta come running back for more. light your candles, and mama, I'm sure all the hand and that this around. Hard, hard the hand now. Oh yeah, 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 let me light your candles, and mama, I'm sure all the hand and that this around. Yeah, go all the hand now. Oh yeah, baby, a good love man. Baby, baby, oh, good love man. I need good love man. I got my hand.
All right.
Thank you so much. And
Hard to
take
handle.
care, man.
All the very
Keep
best.
rocking on. And till next time.
We will catch you later. Thank you for being on the Talktopia Sessions. Guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure having Ashwani on board and for this long and delightful discussion that we've had.
And this is just the beginning of the second season. There are
Yeah,
many more interesting people that are going
subscribe.
to be coming on this show. So please share our shorts. Check out, not these shorts, these are jeans.
Huh.
But check out our shorts on YouTube and our reels. And please share them and let all your friends know about us.
Absolutely. Until next time, thank you for watching.
And come to the
Rock
Jam
on.
Pad, bhai.
Huh.
Jam Pad,
Jam pad, studio, everything.
आओ, please.
Aaja, 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 aaja.
Chalo, okay.
Okay, bye.